Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rukhaiya. Hope you're having a lovely day. In today's video, we are going to talk about this new book called Chatter. Now this book is a very good book. It's amazing. I had a lovely time reading this book. This book is non-fiction. It falls under the self-help category. This book basically talks about the chatter we face in our minds daily. The author shows us different tips and tricks how we should calm down this self-negative talk, how to overcome this chatter so we can face the normal obstacles of life, of daily living. Also how to not ruminate, and instead of rumination focus on problem solving so we can move ahead. I love the amazing toolkit the author provides in this book. It's very beneficial. If you ever pick up this book, don't forget to read it thoroughly, because this book has a lot of good points and it's done an amazing job. The author tells us how we should overcome our self-critical talk, and how even a simple walk in nature can reduce the rumination we feel. Even a simple screensaver of nature can calm down the chatter in our mind. How cleaning and organizing our home can also clean our mental mess, and how certain placebos are very beneficial even in mental issues. Rituals performed by people are so good for helping us overcome daily difficulties in life. I also love how the author mentions in the end that this chatter is not always that bad. This self-talk humans have had throughout life in their mind has been also beneficial, because this is the talk that has helped to the survival and thriving of human beings on this planet. So it's not all bad, but it really gets bad when it gets negative and when it gets ruminating. That is when we should take certain steps to avoid rumination and avoid the negativity of the self-talk and move towards problem solving. I'm going to discuss some of the tips the author has mentioned in this book. The very first tip is stepping back. Now the author says in this book that if you're facing certain negative situation or experience, talking to yourself in second person will be very beneficial in problem solving. I love the example the author has mentioned in the book is that of Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers, when he was facing this difficulty of creating he was facing difficulty in his creative work. At that time, Mr. Roger in his letter mentions and calls himself Roger, now get to work. And this shows that if you self-distance from the problem, as in you step back, you call out your own name, you can somehow distance yourself from the negative talk and now focus on the issue and problem solving. So this is a good tip, and many times we have seen many people talk to themselves in the second person, and that's kind of makes sense. If you are dealing with something in your head, you want to take a step back, distance yourself from the problem. The second tip the author mentions is imagining that you're giving an advice to a friend. Now, if you're experiencing a tough problem or a situation, in here I'm going to give an example. Imagine you have failed in an exam, and instead of thinking, oh, I could have done better, maybe I should do better next time, why did I fail, why could I not prepare, why was I not listening in the class, all this self-talk when we are having, this is not beneficial. Instead, imagine the same experience and you're giving advice to a friend. So what advice would you give to a friend who has failed in a single test? You might tell the friend, you should prepare better next time, and how about taking better notes? So advising a friend is a step in your mind where you can stop focusing on the problem and start solving the problem. Third point is broadening your perspective, as in imagine that whatever experience you're having, the negative experience in your mind right now, imagine certain situations in your life where worse has happened and you have overcome that. For example, if you have failed in this test, the test failing example which I'm taking here, if you have failed in this test, now imagine in your mind mind, something worse you have overcome, like maybe learning how to ride a bike. It was hard initially, and later on with a lot of practice you had overcome that. So with that, you will get the perspective that maybe you can even overcome this situation, and you will lose the urgency in this problem, and you will get a better sense like, okay, if I could do that, I can even handle this. And also that many people before me have handled worse, and people are in worse situation than this. Imagining someone who's failing in all subjects rather than just one test. A point the author has mentioned is reframing the experience as a challenge. Imagine whatever negative experience you're feeling, and frame it as a challenge. Point is focusing on your body's response. Now, chatter or any negative experience in our body has certain signals. Some people feel the stomach gets upset. Some people feel that their breathing gets rapid or quite difficult, and then some people feel that their heart is beating more rapid, and some people have sweaty palms. When your body experiences certain symptoms like this, you can tell your mind, okay, I'm going through this chatter experience, this negative experience. I need to calm down. I need to stop doing this. I need to focus on something else. I need to calm down my breathing. I need to take deep breaths now, and then you can control the spiraling of the situation. Next point is normalizing your experience. Now this also is where you remove the pain of the experience. Imagine whatever situation you're in and tell yourself that you're not alone. You can tell that this situation many people have faced before and many people will face again, and it's a normal situation. You can normalize the experience, and then it will not feel like it's the only experience. It's a experience only to you. It has happened before, and many people have had more struggles and similar struggles, and you won't feel alone in your experience or alone in whatever situation you're in. The next point is time travel. Now this is my favorite. I love this tip, and I even without reading this book, somehow I used to use this tip in my mind. Imagine whatever experience you are having, example failing in this particular test. Now time travel, sit in your time travel machine and time travel to a year later, and now think about the situation and think that, oh, failing in that particular test was not such a big deal. And now time travel to 5 years later, now think about the same situation, and you will be like, okay, it doesn't even bother me now. Time travel again to 10 years, and now you will look back at this particular test, this experience, and you will be like, okay, it is nothing. So this is how you can get a perspective of the situation. You can distance from the experience, and you can remove the pain from this experience. Next is to change your view. Imagine the experience and view, or the mind movie you're playing inside your head. Imagine watching it like a fly on the wall. And if you're watching it like that, you're removing the painful emotional pain and emotional sting from the situation, and you're also watching it from a far distance. So this way, watching the movie in your mind will not be that painful. It will not be that harsh. Also think of the mind movie, whichever experience you're having, think of it as a small size reel, as in it's getting reduced in the image size, and you're watching the movie from the rear view, as in it's getting smaller and smaller. And this also helps you to move forward and leave the experience behind. Next point the author mentions is writing. Now writing has been so therapeutic, and it has been proven to be so beneficial. You can write about your negative experience from 15 to 20 minutes, 1 to 3 days continuously. Now writing is very good, and the author mentions that if you're ever writing about a negative experience, don't hold back any emotions. Write everything on the paper, and once you finish writing, you can see the story as a narrator. This also gives you and your mind a break. You can see the whole story on paper. Writing has been so therapeutic to so many people. Journaling has been recommended by so many therapists. This is also a good form to keep in your self-care, and it has been proven beneficial to many people to curb the negative thinking, to curb the negative self-talk. Now the next point the author mentions is to experience the situation as a third party. Imagine you're someone who is a third party in the same experience, but who has the best interest of both the parties at heart. This can be, for example, imagine if you had a conflict with your best friend and there is another friend of yours who likes both of you. Now imagine the same situation from the eye of the third friend who has best interest of both the friends. If you're thinking the situation that way, you can come up into a better solution, a better result, or a better answer for this difficult situation. And once you do this, you will have moved forward from the negative experience in the relationship and also found a good solution. The next point the author mentioned is not to underestimate the power of a superstition or a lucky charm. If you believe in number 6, which is your lucky number, or if you believe that a particular blanket is very cozy, comforting, and also your lucky blanket, do not underestimate the power of these things, because these are very beneficial and helpful to calm you down in any stressful situation. So if you have anything like this, please use it in any troubling situation. It has been proven to help people face difficult situations and help them move forward. Also, don't forget to perform rituals. Rituals have been beneficial because they have been passed down from generations. Certain rituals which are performed, actions which are performed during the day, have helped to reduce people's stress and help them to focus and move forward. The example of such rituals can be prayer and meditation. So do perform rituals. They are very good for your mind and your mental health. These were some of the points mentioned by the author in this book. I really want you to pick up this book. The book has a lot of good points and I hope you learned from this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and share. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.